Hello students, this is topic F9, division with exponents if you're on IXL, and it's shortcut M2C if you want to find it real quickly. So how do we divide with exponents? What's the big idea? How do we avoid learning things that feel like we're memorizing them because they don't make any sense and that memory is just kind of going down the timer. It's just a matter of time before it's gone. Let's empower you to actually understand this, and that way we can build and protect your peace when you're doing these problems now and in the future. Here we go. So first thing you should know is what's going on with division and exponents. So let's imagine we had 3 to the 4th over 3 to the, let's say, 1st. Well, first off, exponents are just something that's been condensed, right? So we need to expand our exponents. If you watch our videos, you'll see us talk about expanding exponents a lot. And 3 to the 4th is just really 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. 3 to the 1st is just 3. Now, wait just a moment. We know in math, the order that you work things out matters, but in the case of multiplying and dividing, you can go in any order. So let me just ask you for a moment. If I had given you just 3 divided by 3, if we would actually divide these two things first. What is 3 divided by 3? How many times does 3 go into 3? What does that equal? It's 1, isn't it? These reduce to 1. Some would say they cancel out. And they totally cancel out. We could kind of think of it that way, but they truly just equal 1. So if these equal 1, putting 1 over here, dividing by 1 doesn't do anything. Multiplying by 1 doesn't do anything. So for all intents and purposes, we might as well cross them out and say they cancel. But in our mind, we know technically they're turning into a 1. Do you see what's left? We really just have 3 to the 3rd. So wait, couldn't I just picture those in my mind and said a 4 and a 1, and they're each going to have 1 cancel, so there's no more down here, and there'd be only 3 left up top? You got it. Well, couldn't I just subtract those? Yeah, you kind of do in your mind, but I would encourage you to always visualize them and expand them because it gets pretty complicated if you start subtracting and you got negatives, and do they go on top, do they go on the bottom? Long term, it'll probably be better if you just always expand them out in your mind and cancel them if those exponents are where they belong, if they're positive. Let's look at the example you guys got. Here we go. Okay, so in this problem, we see that 641 is to the 5th power, and then we have 7 more 641s, and they're to the 7th power, so there's 7 of those. If you were to write all these out, which is just kind of crazy, 641.641. Okay, you'd make 5 of those things, and then you'd write 641 7 times in the bottom. 641.641. Okay, 7 times. Can you imagine this? If you went back and canceled these out, you would actually say, okay, those cancel, those cancel. How many would cancel? I mean, can you picture it? Wouldn't there be all the top ones canceled out? Wouldn't you cancel out 5 of them? We could go over here and basically say, look, if 5 cancel on top and bottom, these top ones are no more. They're completely gone. 5 of these would cancel. And how many would be left? Couldn't you cross out the 7 and say, well, 7 minus 5? There really would be 2 left. Now, beginners will go, okay, the answer is 641 to the 2nd. I get it. This is easy. They made a classic first day mistake. The issue is there are more of the 641s where? On top of the fraction or on the bottom of the fraction? Where are they at? You picture it? The extras were down here on the bottom of the fraction. So when you go rewrite this answer, you've actually got to say, yeah, there's 641. There's 2 of those, but they are on the bottom of the fraction. And when you reduce things and you get a 1, well, that's important because right now, when there's no more 641s on top of the fraction, we should say there's actually just a 1 up there. It's 1 over 641 to the 2nd power. Let's type it in and make sure we're comfortable with that process. 1, okay. Let's type the fraction first. 1, press the down arrow, 641, use the exponent button to the 2nd power. Okay, let's try another one. Okay, in this problem, we have 6 of the 915s on the bottom and 1 of them on top. Let's go ahead and reduce them. So there's 1 of them on top, and we write out all 6 of them on the bottom. Picture those out. wouldn't 1 on top and bottom cancel out? So we'd say, how many are left on top? Well, there's only 1 up there, and there are no more left on top. We can put a 1. On the bottom, we would say, well, you canceled out one of those 915s, so there'd be only 5 of them left if you subtract 1 of them away. If that's confusing, let me show you on this last example what it looks like to expand out the exponents. So beginners, on the first day, they typically just expand them out every time. It does take a lot of time, but boy, there will come a point where it's like you're ready to jump out of the nest and fly. You won't feel the need to write these out every time. I just wrote 6 of them, and now imagine it. Okay, these 2 reduced to 1. Okay, that's all the canceling out I can do. What do I have left? I have 1 over, and then you count how many are left. There really are 5 of them. It makes sense why these shortcuts work, that I can kind of cancel out the exponents. So that's our final answer. Let's let you guys give it a shot. Let me know if you have questions. All right, see you guys. Take it easy. Love you.